Okay, looks like we're live. Happy Thursday, the week before Thanksgiving. I think that all of us, maybe not everybody, I'm certainly ready for a little bit of a slower week, even though this has been a really great fall. As always, the mission of Faithful Transportation is that every student feels valued and has a safe run. And we do that by our three core values, which are safety, professionalism, and connecting first. And I have two great drivers, well, a driver and an aide today, who are going to talk about connecting first after we get through my announcements. The first one is that there will be no weekly training next week, considering it is the week of Thanksgiving. And I hope that you all have a absolutely wonderful Thanksgiving time with your family and your friends to reflect and be grateful. The first housekeeping item I have is that we do have some new faces coming on board with Faithful Transportation. So if you see somebody that you don't know, please say hi and introduce yourself. Also, we are looking for even more new faces because we have a few drivers that are going to be out for the next few weeks. And so, if there's anybody that you know that you think would love this job, please recommend them. Remember, it is $50 if they complete the application, and then another $100 after they complete 90 days on the job. So I want to incentivize you to work with your family and friends. And honestly, the highest probability of driver success is that you have referred them. So please, please, please let us know. Oh, also, before we any further, tomorrow is Joy wants me to let you know, and Jen, that it is Flannel Friday tomorrow. And so if you have flannel, you don't have to wear your Faithful Transportation shirt tomorrow. If you want to, you can, but please go ahead, look like a farmer, look like a scarecrow, whatever. Have fun in your flannel Friday tomorrow. I think that's great. Few more items of housekeeping that we've been dealing with drivers is if you are more than 5 minutes late, please call in and let us know. It's happened a few times in the last week where drivers have not called us until they were 15, 20 minutes late. And at that point, it is, it's scramble time for us. But if you are more than 5 minutes late to your stop, picking up or dropping off, school, home, whatever, please just let us know. Um, the more that you can communicate with us and that we can communicate with the parent, that helps us build trust for the students that we're taking care of. Because you all know that all of our students are really special, and special to the parents. So when we let them know, hey, the driver's going to be 11 minutes late, that's really fine. If we get a call saying, hey, the driver is supposed to be there 20 minutes ago and we don't know what's going on, that really breaks trust. So please, 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 if you're more than 5 minutes late, call into dispatch. You're not in trouble, of course. You're just communicating. Two, because we have been short staffed, there's been combination runs. And so we have put many of you in situations that honestly, I'd prefer not to. I'd love to have you set and knowing what you're doing every day. But if you are on a new run that you've picked up, maybe a combination run, please make sure that you take a few minutes to look over your run sheet and ask any questions ahead of time. That can save us a lot of headaches down the road. If you are looking at it, maybe plugging it into your phone or your GPS. Also, make sure you're reading the notes at the bottom. That really helps things a lot. That being said, thank you for everybody who's been extra flexible. We have gotten the job done, and I'm really proud of that, even though we are short staffed. But once again, please ask questions ahead of time if you're on a new run. And finally, don't ever text and drive. Just do not do that. We have one of our drivers is no longer with us because of that very issue. So thankfully, no one was hurt because of that. But very easily, someone could have been hurt because of that behavior. So there's absolutely no reason to text and drive. We need you to have your cell phone on so you can call and receive calls from dispatch. But that is it. And even when you receive those phone calls, please pull over to a safe spot to answer the phone. So last bit of less urgent news. We do want everybody to have a ride along with James Brown. We talked about that last week, between now and the second week of December. So I'm sure Red has asked you already, when is a good time for you to come in? And this is just a safety training reminder of best practices for driving. We did do this in the spring, so we're doing it again in the fall, and we're probably going to do it again in the spring. So this is going to be a regular habit for Faithful Transportation. So for this training, just please show up on time. The training should take about 10 minutes behind the road, maybe 20 minutes total, and we will pay you for an hour. So that is what we are going to do. That's the end of my housekeeping announcements. And I would like to pass this over to Ray and then Abby, who are going to talk about the great things that are happening on Van 112. So why don't you pull your stool over?
Okay. Whoops. Can Abby stand
Yeah.
this? You want to
Absolutely.
come over here? Okay. Oh, there she is. Hey, good afternoon, fellow drivers, staff, and other characters. Today we're going to be talking about a autistic student of ours, 14 years old. But first of all, this is Abby, 112 team she's part of, the Faithful Transportation Adventure. This student, we got him back in, I guess it was June. He came on board with us, and he's somewhat verbal. He'll come out with one word or one lines once in a while, and we try to get him highly energized when we get to the school. Now, not every kid is like that. We know some don't say anything, and it's hard to get anything out of them. So we have to add a word wherever you can, or to encourage. We get them highly energized to get to school. Now, on the way home, what we do is keep it low key, because it's the end of the day and all that jazz. But sometimes we get downright goofy because he likes that, He likes to talk about food. We try to keep him encouraged. We start to see him get apprehensible. What we do is we just kind of, add something in there to up his spirits, whatever. So we've had him for, like I said, since June, and he's missed some days because he was sick. He has allergies, so he has to have it cold in back of the van. So keep it as cold as possible. As like a skin disorder or whatever. So you have to kind of know your students. You guys know what you're doing. Just keep it up, and you know your own style on how to deal with these kids in any way you can. Now, Abby's got a few words to say here, and I'm just going to shift over here if I can move. Okay, Abby, what do you got to say? Anything?
Well, this student, I also noticed that he was improving. Was when we first met him, he was having a hard time getting in the van, and now that I noticed how much comfortable he's getting out of the van, how much faster he's getting out of the van. And I just think that's great because at first he was just having a hard time, and now I realize how much he's getting comfortable and getting in quicker, and just not having a harder time with the other aides and with the schools and everything. So I realize how much improvement he has with that, and he's just a fantastic student. I enjoy his laugh. I like making him laugh. He's just a great kid, and yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's a big plus. She keeps him going.
Mm-hmm.
She keeps him energized.
What kind of goofy things do you have?
We'll do voices.
Okay.
Animal voices, cartoon voices. I can do a lot of voices. She knows how
you
I
can do
voices.
cartoon voices?
Sometimes, some of them.
Can you show us one?
Well, I could do John Wayne if you want to hear him for a long time. So, where I used to ride with Hazel one time, and she says, "Come on, Hazel, we're burning daylight. Let's get going." So we do other voices. Also, employee voices. A few employees here, I can do them too, but I'm not going to do them. I don't want to embarrass them. So,
that's good.
But that's it. But just keep everybody up swing. Everybody knows their own style and how to deal with these kids. And that's what you do. There's some you don't talk or they're angry, so you just gotta treat them with kid gloves. Do that, whatever. So, but Abby's a big asset to the to the van.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she keeps him going. I gotta. What he'll do. Another thing Ryan does is, I shouldn't use the name. Here we go. I'll say if there's traffic, I'll go, "Oh my goodness," and he'll say, "Oh my goodness." He'll repeat what I say,
Yeah,
something like that. So,
that's great. That's great.
so other than that, I think we're pretty much wraps it up.
Beautiful. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Awesome. Well, I hope that was a little bit of an inspiration and motivation for you as you leave for your not quite leaving for Thanksgiving break, but when you leave for Thanksgiving break. I hope that you're inspired by your coworkers, and I hope that you all take just a minute to understand how amazing the drivers that you work with are. So we've highlighted just some of them, and we're going to keep doing that. But the people that you're rubbing shoulders with every day, they're really amazing people doing making a really big impact on some pretty amazing students. So have a great one.
Thanks, Dave.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.